Hi friends, I'm Abby and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my December TBR, the final TBR of 2023. So I haven't really checked back through any of my goals or anything that I feel like I should be accomplishing in this month. I'm just going with the flow. December is looking like it's going to be a very busy month for me. I have a lot of plans personally in terms of the weekends. They're quite busy with lots of different things on. During the weeks as well, I've got a lot on with work. I have 2 work trips in December, so I'm going to be traveling for the first 2 weeks of the month. So I do not anticipate I'm going to be doing a lot of reading on those trips. The first one in particular, I think my reading time is going to be very, very limited. That it's not a long flight, it's like an hour's flight because I'm going to Geneva and then driving up into the mountains. So the flight's not long, not a lot of time there. I'm going to be driving, no time really there with colleagues in the car. The time when I'm going to be there, I really don't think there's going to be any time because I'm going to be with people for most of it. And I anticipate that when I do have alone time, I'm going to be sleeping. So I really don't think there's going to be time in that trip at all from Monday to Thursday for any reading. The second trip, I've got a conference in Turkey, and there I do think there will be some reading time because the flight time to Turkey is 4.5 hours. So I feel like I can get a chunk of reading done on those flights. And then it's going to be Christmas. And there's Christmas parties. There's just so much going on this month that I feel as though reading is not going to be big. But it's not been big in November, so maybe it would be amazing if I surpassed my November's total, even though November was my normal November month and I didn't do that much reading. But we'll see how I do in December. We'll see. I don't have any grand plans for myself, just survival of the social activity. But then I do have some time off over Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, so hopefully I could get some reading done then and have that I'm not doing much this Christmas. I'm just spending time with my family and being back there. So hopefully I do have some chilled reading time when I am back there. Let's dive into things. As of filming this on the 26th of November, I am due to start the Bone Shard War today. I'm starting it today. I'm a bit nervous because I have struggled to find a summary for it. And I feel as though I've forgotten a lot. I watched a booktube discussion which Stephanie and Joanna did yesterday, and I was like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie, oh no. Oh no. I have forgotten so much from book 2. I feel as though book 2 is so vague to me because I read it 2 years ago. I remember it was 2 years ago in December. So the memories have just slowly been dissipating. So I feel as though I will attempt to start this today and we will see how it goes. So I don't think I'll be able to quite finish this in November because it's quite a chunky one and I have a lot of plans this week, but we shall see, and at least I will get a good chunk through it, depending on how much I remember, because I feel like this may be a struggle, but it will be tried. I will try my best. At least I will give it a good chunk to see how things will start clicking in my memory. So that is hopefully in the November plans, and then here are some of my fully December plans. The other series that I really want to finish before the end of the year is the Skyward series. So I've read some more of this in November, so my plans for December will be to read Evershore, which is the 3rd novella, and then Defiant as well, and tick both of them off. So hopefully that shouldn't be too challenging for Italy, and then that will be the final series that I will be finishing in 2023. I need to check how many series I finished this year and do my series update, but hopefully both the Drowning Empire and the Skyward series will get finished off in December, and I feel like that's possible. That's definitely possible. Some other bits. So because of this traveling, I've been trying to think a little bit about what books I might want to take with me and what to take on these trips. The first trip, I have a plan. I was thinking I would take Exhalation by Ted Chiang. This is a collection of short stories, and that's why I would take it, as these are short stories. So it doesn't matter if I dip in and out. I have found from previous experiences on work trips that whatever book I take, I don't end up reading that much of it, and then I feel as though it is detrimental to my enjoyment of the book because it feels as though I'm reading that book for a very, very long time because there is a chunk of days where I'm not reading it, and then it just feels like it drags. So my plan would be to read this, or read chunks of this, because of the short story narrative, that hopefully it will work. And then I don't have a plan for the second trip as yet. We will see how I'm feeling when I get there. But this was my plan for the first one. These are sort of sci-fi, thought-provoking short stories. I read his other collection, Stories of Your Lives and Others. And that one I also really enjoyed. Like, they're really sort of, they make you think. They're like mind puzzles in a way. And at least in that collection, and they were all quite different as well, that they each sort of took a theme and then ran with it. And then I found that I was like thinking about that theme after reading the novella, that it just stuck with me as I kept thinking about it. So my expectations will be that this is similar. I feel like this one is potentially more well known. And yeah, I feel as though I'm excited to get into this, and hopefully this will work for me. And then a couple of sequels, if I get to them, great. Well, one I really want to get to. One of them, if I don't get to it, it's fine, it can go into January. I would really like to get to Blood Sanctuary Part 1, which is the third book in the Blood Grace series. I started this temporarily in June and got a little bit of the way in, but then I was like, I'm really not in the mood for this, put it down, and then I just haven't gone back to it and re-found that mood. But now I've been like really working through and finishing off quite a few of my other series, as I felt like those were priority ones. I knew I wasn't going to finish this series this year, so I feel as though it wasn't as priority as the ones where I was like, I have to finish this, I have to read the final book. So now that I've pretty much worked my way through that list, I can now get back into prioritizing this series. It's a fantasy romance story following Leo and Cassia. Cassia is the bastard daughter of the king, whereas Leo comes from the Hesperines, which are like the vampiric type peoples. But actually the Hesperines are sort of the good guys in this world, whereas humans and Cassia's father are not so caring, and it's quite brutal where they are, and it is their meeting in the first book as their two peoples are trying to come to an agreement and have an accord, and then the romance that ensues between them, and the friendship, and then the romance that ensues between them. So I do need to continue with this, and I think this could be fun. I think this one could be quite fun to like read. It's not that long, it's just getting to it. And then this one is another fantasy romance, and I'm not so concerned about getting to it in December. It would just be like a bonus if I did, and that is A Curse of Blood and Stone by K.A. Tucker, the sequel to A Fate of Wrath and Flame. I read that in October, really enjoyed it, so I just want to, keep going, maintain my momentum with this series. The fourth book comes out in the summer, so I want to try and like space these out relatively. I don't own the third book yet, but work my way through it. The first book, we're following our main character Ramira, who is originally from New York, and she's a thief there, or like a high-end thief, con artist type thing. And at the beginning of the first book, she gets thrust into this magical world and into the body of someone that looks just like her, but that person has just murdered the king and queen, and she appears in this world and she's being charged for their murder, and she's like, but I didn't do anything. So it's quite an abrupt and like high intensity start, and then getting used to that fantasy world, and I really enjoyed that first one, so I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. I enjoyed like the politics, the magic, and the romance, all was very well done, so looking forward to continuing in this series. And yeah, I'm excited about this one. And then the final one that I put on this list, I feel like there are potentially other ones that I'm going to get to depending on how well I do with my reading, but the final one is Upon a Frosted Star by M.A. Kuzniar, which is a Great Gatsby meets Swan Lake retelling. I've been really excited to read this one. It didn't fit into November. My reading's not been amazing this month, so it just didn't happen, but I really hope this will happen in December, maybe over Christmas time. I feel like it's going to be so cozy and wintry, and I'm looking forward to that vibe. I've spoken about it before, but I really loved her previous book, Midnight in Everwood, and I've been really excited to get into this one, and I've just been waiting for it to be really cold, and like a really cold, crisp day, and being able to squeeze it in. But definitely one for December. So that is it. Those are all of the books that I've pulled off of my TBR to try and prioritise by the end of the month. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see if like other random ones come in. I really hope that I've got like room to mood read in this, and like just picking up books that appeal to me as and when, and just sort of mixing things in as I feel like it, and just enjoying the final month of the year and just going with the flow, I hope. And we'll see how much I end up getting done in amongst all of the busyness. But hopefully things will be quite calm at the end of the year, and I'll be able to like read and chill with my family and just read a lot, hopefully. We'll see. So I think that's it. It feels a bit like not anticlimactic, but I think that will be it. And it feels very weird to be filming the final TBR of the year. I'm like, where has 2023 gone? And actually, I'm in two minds. Like, I feel as though 2023 has been quite a rough year for me personally. So I'm quite happy to see the end of it and like try and move on and have like 2024 as a fresh slate, and wave goodbye to 2023. But then also, I don't know quite how we've managed to get to the end of the year already. Let me know if you have any reading plans for December, and if you've read any of these books and your thoughts on them, and we will cross our fingers that I get a good way through the Bone Shard War before the end of November, and it can be my November wrap up and I actually achieve that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my future videos. Bye.